I think I only have one more dog and pony story that I can think of off the top of my head, and this one's a little bit personal because it really directly involves me. And this, honest and truthfully, I don't know if there's anyone in the military like this still. I'm sure there are, especially in certain units where this shit's important. But sergeants, commanders, first sergeants alike, everybody in the chain of command. If you have some sort of physical task or knowledge-based thing or whatever the case may be, do not fuck up somebody's life so you can look impressive. I'll say it one more time. Whether it be physical or mental, do not fuck up somebody's life so you can look impressive. Let me elaborate. This one for me is a more physical story. And PT tests. Military does it all the time. We have a standard one every year. There's all kinds of physical challenges and schools and this, that, and the third you can take part of. Being physical is a part of it. But we have to do an annual PT test to make sure that you're mission capable and ready and this, that, and the third. If you want, you can look up the exercises and it changes. But anyway, we were doing our PT test. And obviously all of the platoon, well, I'm gonna break it down for you. All of the squad sergeants wants to have the best squad so that they can look good to the platoon sergeant. And then the platoon sergeant can advertise this goated ass squad to the first sergeant. And then the first sergeant can brag about it to the battalion sergeant major. And then it's just a giant circle jerk all the way up the chain of command until finally the post commander gets his rod off. And then we start doing all kinds of fucking shit to make the base look good. Whatever. Fucking, all of that shit is amazing on paper to have this really physical squad. And you know, now you're doing your part as a sergeant to keep the military ready and this, that, and the third. It's fine. Don't fuck up somebody's life over it. Here's what happened. How this is supposed to work is one of the exercises is a deadlift. If you've never done a deadlift before, it's very easy to hurt yourself. It's one of those exercises that is frequently talked about being low reward, high risk. You don't get a whole lot of like muscle growth or gain through the exercise where it's supposed to target, like in your thighs and shit. But you can very easily fuck it up and hurt something. At least in comparison to other exercises that you're supposed to target. They're much better. I understand the motion of the deadlift is important for the military in case you're picking up something or picking up someone, this, that, and the third. That's why we do the deadlift specifically. But, again, don't fuck up somebody's life over it. I'm gonna keep repeating that phrase until I get to the mic drop. How it's supposed to work is you put your weights on there. You have to have a minimum of 160. And you do 3 repetitions, and that goes on paper. You can then add weight if you want. And then do a second repetition. And then that will go on paper if you complete it successfully. You're only allowed to get 2 attempts. If you take a third attempt, it's not even supposed to go on paper. There's only enough room on that paper for you to get 2 attempts. And it's primarily so, let's say you're used to let's say you're used to deadlifting like 220. You wake up this morning, you go to deadlift 220, that shit didn't work. maybe bump down to like 200 or 190 just so you get a good score on paper. That's how it's supposed to work. Some people, a lot of what we did was we did minimum 160. We wanted a passing score to go on paper. Because a lot of us didn't go to the gym in our spare time. We just did the PT that was done in the morning. So a lot of us didn't know what our maxes per se were. So we all kind of agreed, hey, let's just start at 160 so we can get a good score on paper, a passing score, and then we'll try to bump up. But we're playing it safe by doing what we know we can definitely do. And so that's what a lot of us did, including me. I did a 160, pretty easy money. But now I have a feel for what this exercise feels like, where I'm at today, I bumped it up to, I think, like 190, or maybe like 200 even. One of those two. I did it. There goes my 2. I got my 2 scores on paper. I successfully did both of them. My current score is 200. Well, I did 200 pounds. The score for whatever it is somewhere on a chart that. I passed this thing, and I didn't do it at the bare minimum, which is 160. I bumped up to like 200. Don't fuck somebody's life up so you can look good. My sergeant who graded me, my platoon sergeant who graded me, platoon sergeant, mind you, the one who should be more mature in this situation. He comes up to me, he's like, Smith, that looks pretty easy, if you ask me. I said, it might have looked easy, Sergeant. I can tell you it wasn't easy, because I'm gonna be honest, doing the 200 after doing a 160 and it's fucking 5 in the morning, no, 200 was not that easy. Especially since I don't frequently do this exercise specifically. I know my form is probably ass, but that's neither here nor there. He was like, Smith, I think you can do more. I was like, well, I've already done 2 repetitions, so I'm not even allowed to do more. Sorry. He was like, that doesn't matter. I can just write the new score wrong over one of your previous ones. Make it look like I wrote the wrong number. I was like, Sergeant, I don't think that's a good idea. I already did 2. I'm going to be doing a 3rd, and I still have the rest of the PT test to do. He was like, I don't care. You're going to do another 25 pounds. 25 pounds total, or 25 pounds either side? He thought about it for a second. Do 15 either side. This motherfucker was about to have me add another 50 fucking pounds. Fucking idiot. I don't know if that's what, I don't know if he thought about it entirely, because he's probably thinking about, wait, do we even have the weights to distribute to you to do 25, like all together? Like, do we have 2 10s and a 5? Do we have a 20 and a 5? He's probably thinking about that. So he just said, fuck it, we'll make it 30, that way we can get 2 15s, or whatever. I don't know what he was thinking, but he said, we're going to bump you up 30. So from going from 160, which was easy, 200, which apparently looked easy, but wasn't that easy. Now I'm going to 230. This is my 3rd set of deadlifts, 3 repetition deadlifts at 5 in the morning. I get 1, I get 2, I get halfway up on 3, and my back gives. And I try to go back up with it, and it hurts. Do not fuck up somebody's life so you can live. I went throughout the rest of that PT test stiff as a board of wood. Planks, struggled like a motherfucker. Push-ups, struggled like a motherfucker. Fucking the leg tuck, dear God. Going from like arched back to flat back, even with a little arch, oh my God. Planks sucked. The sprint drag carry sucked. The 2-mile run sucked. Mind you, back in the day, I had like maybe like a 16-ish minute run time. That day, where I fucked up my back doing a deadlift so my platoon sergeant can circle jerk it with fucking first sergeant? That day, I added a whole 4.5 minutes to my run time. I almost didn't fucking pass the fucking 2-mile run. I went from a 16 minute mile, 2-mile, because I was, back when I was doing the 2-mile, and I was like actually like really working on my running, because I always was a runner. Like I did track and field, I did football, soccer, I did sports where you moved. So I was used to running. I was a-okay with running. Even in high school, I had like a 6.5 minute run pace. And there were some days where I felt real good and real light on my feet, where it was a 6-minute run pace. Damn near was like conversations were talking about, hey, if you figure out your fucking pace, you lengthen that stride and this, that, and the third, you might be able to do like professional track and shit. Now I can't run. My back does not allow me to run no more. It really does not, especially that day. I went upstairs, I got out the shower. Oh my god, standing up, sitting down, terrible. Absolutely terrible. If I wasn't laying down or I wasn't standing upright, my back was screaming. And even then, any little movement, my motherfucking back was screaming. Don't fuck somebody's life up so you can look good. And I would love to say that, you know, it was just that day where my back was hurting, or maybe even just that week or just that month. No, even sitting here right now in the position that I'm sitting in, I have to shift, I have to twist, I have to pop my back in order for it to be comfortable again. I cannot sit or stand in certain positions without that lower back getting, it's in the same spot every time too. Even like trying to be physical and do like certain exercises, if I hit a certain motion a certain way, that lower back is gonna light up and remind me, hey, you already fucked me up once, you ain't doing that shit again, motherfucker. And that's how, I'm 23. My lower back should not be screaming at me like this. This is uncalled. This is unheard of. But I didn't say no. He pushed. We're both wrong in this instance. If I'm being merciful, we both were wrong because he pushed and I didn't push him. But he shouldn't have pushed him. Respectfully. Beyond that, what other? I don't think there was any other one. I mean, okay, so sergeants, stop doing ruck sprints. I could give 2 fucks if you do a ruck march, but per doctrine, you're not supposed to be doing ruck sprints. It's not a thing anymore. You wanna know why it's not a thing? Because your knees and your ankles are designed to carry your body weight. You put an extra 35, 45 pound backpack on, your knees and your ankles are receiving a lot more shock than they're supposed to. And you end up like my ex-roommate with fucked up lower legs when you do ruck sprints. It's not supposed to be a thing. Yes, I understand the mission might call for you to sprint while you have a heavy-ass backpack on. You might not be able to take it off, or you can't take it off, or shouldn't take it off, whatever the case may be. But I'm gonna be honest with you, Big Pimpin'. That's a maybe once in a scenario kind of situationship. I'd rather drop to the floor and have my entire body weight plus extra slam the ground to return fire or whatever the fucking bullshit we do these days is, then try and sprint with a 35 pound backpack on and fuck something up permanently. I can't tell you how many times we did ruck sprints. Can't even tell you. My knees, bro. My knees and my ankles, bro. Everything below, everything lower back and down is fucked from my time in the military. And it's never going to work exactly the same again. I'm 23. why do I have these problems? Because motherfuckers don't listen, or they want to look good. Ain't shit I can say about that. I got a little bit more time, obviously, on this one, as you can see. You know what? This is a personal thing. I understand the military is quirky about uniforms and uniformity. Here's my thing. I understand the uniformity thing, you know, it looks good. Whatever. Uniforms. Obviously, you want your dress uniforms to look good. You want to have the right patches on, this, that, and the third. I understand all that. It's a dress uniform. It's meant to be brought out for special occasions and looks spiffy as hell when it does. That's fine. But your quote-unquote combat uniform or your quote-unquote duty uniform, why in the fuck do y'all expect that shit to be so damn clean? Let's put this into perspective, like, for a second. Let's say this isn't even the military. Let's say that you're a mechanic, and the mechanic shop issues you a pair of, like, a t-shirt, and, like, in the summertime, maybe a pair of shorts, or in the wintertime, maybe a pair of pants. Does your job as a mechanic really expect that uniform to be spotless, considering you're working with oils, grease, depending on the season or the weather that week, dirt, mud? Obviously, you're going to be sweating while you're doing your tags, so there's going to be sweat stains. You're going to be rubbing up against things, so there might be scratches or, like, fabric that might be peeling off a little bit, might be coming a little bit loose. Maybe you've got a hole here or a hole there. But do they expect your uniform to be spotless? I wouldn't imagine they do. It's unrealistic. It's not probable for you to have a spick and span uniform if your job is dirty as fuck. I don't even think I need to really tell you guys about how dirty the fucking military is, but I can give a couple examples. There was one time we had to change the radiator in a Humvee, and because that's a 10-level task, I had to do it as the operator. So I go to unclamp the fucking coolant hose, and as soon as I do, the pressure from the coolant in the radiator and in the coolant tank gushes out onto the hose, sprays backwards all over me, all on my face, my neck, shirt, pants, everywhere. And that's one day, just taking off a hose to a vehicle. You expect my uniform to be spotless? Imagine if it wasn't coolant. Imagine it was something dirtier, like oil. You expect my uniform to be spotless 100% of the time? Get the fuck out of here. It's a duty uniform, motherfucker. It's meant to get dirty, down and dusty. It's for duty. So long as the camouflage still works, we good, Pippin. Let me have a dirty uniform that I can wear and you don't say shit about, because we're doing nasty shit. Anyways, hope you enjoyed. Fucking like, comment, subscribe down below. I post every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. This has been The Storyteller. Bye-bye.